አሁን ደግሞ definite integrals እናያለን. Let's say we have a continuous function f on the bounded interval between a and b. The numerical value of the integral of f of x between a and b is called the definite integral, with a and b known as the upper and the lower limit of integration. ስለዚህ ፕሮፐርቲዎቹን እናያቸው። ፕሮፐርቲዎቹ በጣም ቤዚክ ናቸው። the summation distribute ይደረጋል about integration. Now if we have a number c between a and b, the integral from a to b is equal to the integral of from a to c plus from c to b. ከዛ fundamental theorem of calculus እናያለን። ሁለት theorems ነው ያሉት. The first one, let's say we have a continuous function between a and b and capital F of x is the antiderivative of f. ምንድነው የሚለን ቴዎረሙ? the integral of f of x dx between a and b is equal to the antiderivative f of b minus f of a. በጣም ሲምፕል የሆነ ቴዎረም ነው። አንድ ኤግዛምፕል እናያለን። ስለዚህ መጀመሪያ ኢንተግራል ኢንዴፊኒት ኢንተግራሉን ኢቫሉዌት እናደርጋለን። the integral of e the power of 3x is e the power of 3x over 3 times ln e, which is 1, plus some constant c. We evaluate this integral from ln 3 to ln 2. This is equal to 1 over 3 e the power of 3 ln 3 minus e the power of 3 ln 2. This is equal to e the power of 3 ln 3 ማለት e the power of ln 3 the power of 3, which is equal to e the power of ln 27. ስለዚህ e the power of ln 27 ደግሞ directly 27 ነው። the same way ይሄኛው 8 ይመጣል። ስለዚህ 27 minus 8 is 19 over 3 ይሆናል መጨረሻ መልሳችሁ ማለት ነው። The second fundamental theorem of calculus ደግሞ ምንድነው የሚለው? Let's say we have a continuous function on an interval I which has an indefinite integral f. ስለዚህ indefinite integralaችን f of x, if it's the integral of f of t dt between g of x and h of x, then the derivative of this indefinite integral is equal to f of g of x times the derivative of g of x minus f of h of x times the derivative of h of x. ይሄንን ማየት እንችላለን። ምን እያለን ነው? d by dx of the integral of f of t dt between g of x and h of x እንዴት እንደመጣ እየነገረ ነው። let's say the integral of this function some capital F of g of x minus f of h of x ይሆናል። ከዛ from composite rule or chain rule ይሄኛውን ዴሪቬት ስናደርገው with respect to x ምን ይሆናል? the derivative of f of g of x times g derivative at x minus f derivative at h of x multiplied by h derivative of x. ይሄኛው ማለት ግን directly small f of x እንሰጣለን ማለትም the original the integrand function ማለት ነው። ስለዚህ f of g of x multiplied by g derivative of x minus f of h of x the same way multiplied by h derivative at x. ስለዚህ fundamental theorem of calculus 2 ይሄንን የሚለን ማለት ነው። አሁን let's see different cases. h of x ለምሳሌ እዚህ ጋር constant ቢሆን some constant a which is in the interval in the given interval ቢሆን ምን ይሆናል? ይሄኛው ይጠፋና f of a ይሆናል። the derivative of any constant function with respect to any variable ሁሌ 0 ነው። ስለዚህ እቺኛው ትጠፋለች 0 ትሆናለች ማለት ነው። ስለዚህ ፋይናሊ መልሳችን ይሄኛው ብቻ ይሆናል ማለት ነው። ስለዚህ በቴረሙ መሰረት ይሄኛው e the power of 3x the whole square times 3x derivative minus again e the power of minus 3x the whole square multiplied by the derivative of minus 3x ይሆናል ማለት ነው። this is equal to 3e the power of 9x square plus 3e the power of 9x square. This is equal to 6e the power of 9x square. በመጨረሻ improper integrals እናያለን። Let's say the definite integral, the integral of f of x between a and b, improper integral የሚባለው if f of x has at least one discontinuity in the given interval between a and b and discontinuity ካለ improper integral ሊባል ይችላል። ወይም ደግሞ if either a or b ወይም ሁለቱም at infinity ከሆኑ the definite integral improper integral ይባላል። ስለዚህ እነዚህን improper integraloች እንዴት ነው evaluate የምናደርጋቸው? ስለዚህ ለመጀመሪያው ኬዝ where there is at least one discontinuity in the given interval ምን እናደርጋለን? the concept of limit ነው የምንጠቀመው። the integral, let's say the function is discontinuous at x is equal to a. ስለዚህ the integral of f of x ምን እናደርጋለን? n በዩን በa ፋንታ አንተካና ከዛ the limit of the integral as u approaches to a ብለን evaluate እናደርጋለን። the same way if either a or b are at infinity, let's say b infinity ላይ ቢሆን the limit as t approaches to infinity እንለውና bን በt እንተካዋለን ማለት ነው። ስለዚህ the integral of f of x between a and t የሚለው ይመጣል ማለት ነው። ስለዚህ let's look at the examples. Solution for a, መጀመሪያ ኢንተግራሉን ኢቫሉዌት እናደርጋለን። this is the same as x the power of minus 1 over 2 dx. ስለዚህ this is equal to x the power of 1 over 2 over 1 over 2 which is twice of x the power of 1 over 2 plus some arbitrary constant c. We evaluate this at 4 and 0. ግን at x is equal to 0 discontinuity ስላለ ምን እናደርጋለን? እንተካዋለን the limit of 2x the power of 1 over 2 at 4 and at t as t approaches to 0 ብለን እንተካዋለን። this is equal to 4 ስንተካ 2 times 2 4 ሊሚቱ እንዳለ ሆኖ ማለት ነው። the limit of as t approaches to 0 4 minus 2 times the square root of t as t approaches to 0 ይሄኛው 4 ብቻ ይሆናል ማለት ነው። ስለዚህ improper integralችን finally value 4 ይሆናል ማለት ነው። ለቢም the same way መጀመሪያ ኢንተግራሉን ኢቫሉዌት እናደርጋለን። this is the same as saying x plus 2 the power of minus 4 with respect to x. ስለዚህ ኢንተግራሉ minus 1 over 3 times x plus 2 the power of 3 ይመጣል። ስለዚህ this is the same as saying the limit of as t approaches to infinity እንበለውና minus 1 over 3 into x plus 2 the power of 3. We evaluate this from t to 0. So this is equal to the limit. ስለዚህ at t not 0 finally ይሄ value ይመጣል። ስለዚህ the limit of this as t approaches to infinity ይሄኛው 0 ይመጣል። ስለዚህ ፋይናል አንሰራችን 1 over 24 ይሆናል ማለት ነው።